Welcome back. A major change in the landscape of college athletics is upon us. With new name, image, and likeness legislation passed here in the state of Arkansas, it means student athletes can now make money while competing as a Razorback. And the athletic department is doing their part to educate all of them through a special program.
Flagship, and I got to thank our creative team for coming up with the idea for the actual name. I think we're just looking at a comprehensive program to help our student athletes build their personal brands. So it's encompassing of name, image, and likeness. They want to become entrepreneurs. It allows them the opportunity to learn about some of those skills and technical aspects of that, business fundamentals, all those types of things. We really just packaged that all together. So Flagship's really a personal branding program for our student athletes.
And just like the athletic department has a facilities office, compliance, or communications, they will now have an office of athlete brand development, one of the first in the country.
We've always taken a holistic approach in terms of community service, your personal development, career development, learning different life skills, and we've really just seen this as an opportunity to tap into that, but do it at a greater level. We have a lot of good natural resources, as I call them, here at the University of Arkansas and in the state, both at the Walton College of Business, with the Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So we feel like it's an opportunity for us to tap into that and do some things we just never really had thought about doing, but have always been there right in front of us. And as I've had conversations with our head coaches, our assistant coaches, and it's really spanned from Coach Jordan Weber and Courtney Deifel to, Coach Musselman and Coach Pittman and our track and field coaches, Coach Watson. It's really spanned all across the board. Each and every one of our programs feels like they can add this into their offering in trying to recruit a young person to come to the University of Arkansas.
And you have to educate some of these athletes in the sense where, first and foremost, they're thinking money, 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 endorsements, 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 versus the bigger slice of the pie and branding and marketing and preparing them for a career outside of athletics?
Yeah, and I think for those that can capitalize financially on what's going on right now, and I know they're going to have opportunities, that's awesome. But for the most part, a lot of this goes into what you are from a resume standpoint. So we might have a student athlete who might not have any type of opportunity tied to an endorsement or something from a business, but we're giving them skills that they might need on that interview when they're a senior in college here and they're getting ready to take that next step in their career. They're going to need to learn how to carry themselves on social media. They're going to need to learn a little bit about taxes and about representation and things along those lines. So I think we're really just taking a big picture view of what we can provide every student athlete.
Flagship is already underway here at the University of Arkansas, as several student athletes are going through the first course this summer.
They've been excited and they've been really interested in the legislation and how it might affect them because they're creative and many of them have ideas. So thankfully with our academic and student athlete development staff and our coaches, they've really given us a good look into which student athletes from their programs, one, might benefit from these rule changes, but number two, might just have a real entrepreneurial spirit or might just have a real interest in branding themselves better, learning about some data and some analytics behind who follows them and who's tapped into their network. And at the end of this 5-week period, we'll hope that you might feel like you've come up with a few problems that you might want to solve out there, and we'll teach you how to come to a solution and then how to eventually maybe put a business plan together if that's something that you feel like you want to do. And for those that don't want to, they'll be able to say they still went through this and they'll tell their teammates, and then we'll teach them in the fall once we actually roll this out to all of our student athletes.
The moving force behind all of this will once again be the strength of the Razorback Nation.
This region and this state is special, and having the opportunity to be a Razorback and participate in the program does lend a certain maybe celebrity to you at some point where you might want to remain in the state for a long time being or stay as close to being a Razorback as possible. But business opportunities, career opportunities, advancement opportunities are all abound for our student athletes. The hope would be the University of Arkansas has really capitalized on this, and we've positioned ourselves as a leader around personal branding and taking advantage of name, image, and likeness, and that in 10 years, we've got another class of Razorback student athletes that'll look back and say, man, they really prepared me for life after sports, and I was able to succeed in my practice as a physician that I opened up, or my practice as a dentist, or a teacher, or a nurse, or whatever else, because of what they taught me through the Flagship program and the other great resources we already provide in the athletic department.